Well, it's only 2 days later and I'm making another video. I told you I would be back soon. The NFT space is going wild right now, so it looks like I'm going to have a ton of content to show you all. This is the Sophisticated Art Speculator, aka Nick. I'm here to cover a really cool new project out of the gate, Bonsai by Zen FT. So this is a new project that dropped yesterday. It's getting a ton of hype. So to give you a quick rundown of the project, and then I'm going to dive right into what I've been doing, what I've been buying, and some suggestions on how to find value in this speculative project. And once again, remember, don't throw money around that you can't afford to lose. This is not where you want to be gambling your paycheck. But yesterday they did a mint, and it was zero point zero 0.08 Ethereum per mint. And there was 8888 of them, 8,888. They had this whole giveaway plan ready to go. They thought it was going to take a while, and it ends up selling out in an hour or 2 hours or something absolutely ridiculous. Some big whales aped in. Pranksky put in a bunch. Dingaling put in a bunch. So there's definitely some whale purchasing going on here. It's already moving up the rank chart very quickly, so it's 11th right now. There's 1,700 unique holders. So when you compare that to like a project like ETHLinks, there's still only 880. So this project already has more than double the amount of holders. Average cost 0.24. Ethereum, it has a lot of positive signs, a lot of things moving around. So let's take a look at what I've done so far in the project, and then we'll reverse engineer some of the moves that I've made. I've made some good ones, some bad ones. So I own 28 bonsais. I minted 24, and I sold one or two cheap, and I've bought, 4 or 5. So that gets me up to 28. So let's just take a look at one of my favorite ones. So we'll take a look at this one. So first of all, just like any of these rare collectible projects, there's multiple properties, and these properties all have different rarities. So there's the pot, right? So there's a bunch of different types of pots. There's some good ones, there's some bad ones. The plastic ones are generally bad. Some of them have a pet, so I just have a standard mantis here. There's a gold one and there's a crystal one. Those ones are super rare. Then you could have fruit, and then the number of fruit that you have is a variable as well. So this one has golden fruit, a golden apple. Then there's the bark. So this is gold on gold. That's why I love it so much. It looks great. Then you have the leaves. So this has red maple. And then you can potentially have some stuff like in the dirt of the pot. This one doesn't have any. This has none. And then you have a background. So you can have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 maximum traits. You can have a minimum of 4 traits. You could have just the pot, the leaves, the bark, and the background. That's the minimum that you can have. So there's some without any ground cover. There's some without any pets. There's some without any fruit. And of course, if you don't have any fruit, then you don't have a number of fruit. So this one is one of the best ones that I minted. I got it currently listed for 3 Ethereum. We'll see how long or whether it'll go for that price. So I had some good ones, had some bad ones. Mint. This one I picked up in secondary. I think I got a pretty good price on it. I got it for 0.4 Ethereum. And the reason why I went for it is it has this rare pot. So it has a 2% Elder Realm pot. And so it's this like crystally pot. So that alone makes it a premium. And if we go here, we can click on the pot, and then we can click buy now and sort low to high, and we can see, okay, by far the cheapest ones are going for just above 1 Ethereum. So already this looks like a good secondary buy. considering that I got it for 0.4. But what's even cooler about mine is the fact that it has the matching Yagasuji leaves and bark. So it has that matching black on black. So that is another kind of aesthetics, slash like rarity mix up that adds some premium to the price. So what are the different, oh, and then this one I picked up for 0.75. And that's because I already had one of these ancient Sakura leaves, and I bought it. I sold the real basic one for like 0.6, and then I scooped that one, which is a little bit cooler, for 0.75. And you can see that, yeah, this is the one that I picked up. I sold for 0.6, and then I bought the other one for 0.75. But you can see there's definitely a pretty strong premium going for these. We'll see where the floor ends up. I'm hoping, of course, it stays above 0.75. But I just thought in hindsight, I'm like, these are pretty cool, pretty rare. I definitely want to hold on to one. So when I sold one, I bought it back. But yeah, so let's look at the different strategies that you can explore to try to find value and try to make some money flipping these. But also, I think these are really cool. There's a lot of momentum, so I'm trying to sell some, get at least recoup some of my investment. But then I definitely want to hold on to a good amount of these. It seems just like a really cool project. It's super unique. It's not like an Avatar. Those are getting a little saturated, and then they already have like a 3D model and an AR object. So there's these people doing like augmented reality things on their phone with them. Lots of cool stuff coming out of the gates with this project. So yeah, so like let's look at a couple of the different ways that you can find value. So Rarity.tools already has Bonsai up on its website. So they have some great ways to search and like find different types of rarity. So one thing you can do, right, is you can say, okay, like I want aesthetics that match. So they have gold match count, crystal match count, ancient match count, Yagasuki, and Momo, and then Elm. And if you see, it's most of them, like there's only 7 crystals that match up. There's only 23 ancients that match up, and 23 Momos that match up. You're very unlikely to get any of those that match up, right? But like, let's take a look at gold match 2. So this means 2 things in the bonsai are gold, right? So this one, it's the pot and it's the bark. This one, it's the pot and it's the apples. This one, it's the apples and it's the leaves. And then it has a crystal bark. So that one's, definitely very rare. But what you can do is you can scroll through and you can't see the ones that aren't listed. So you could try to make some bids on them. But you also can just scroll through and see the ones that are listed. So 1.5 Ethereum, 0.49. So like right here, this could potentially be a deal. You have a gold pot, you have a gold mantis, and it's 0.49. Let's scroll through and see if there's any other really good deals on the gold on gold. Yeah, everything seems to be above 1 Ethereum so far, except 1.1, 0.93. So this one is a cool one right here. You get the gold tree, gold pot, 0.93. Up, and there we go. Here's another one. Mantis and tree, 0.99. So we're starting to see some, yeah, here's gold on gold, 0.75. But yeah, so we found one. The second floor is 0.75. And this, was it on the first page? Where did we see that? Yeah, 0.49. So this is the lowest floor, and then the next is 0.75. So great example of how you can find, um, some value in the match types, right? Because like aesthetically, if you have two things that match up, that can look really good. Or if you have a combination of some different rare things, that can also look really good. So like, for example, this one doesn't have anything technically matching, but it's overall very rare. It has the ancient realm pot. It has the ancient bark. So that actually does match up, ancient and ancient. So that's a very rare pairing there. And then it has the Sakura leaf. So no wonder that's going for 7 Ethereum. Yeah, so then we can take a look and say, I like the Yagasuki stuff, the black on black like combos. I just think that like some people like aesthetically will potentially go for that stuff. So like here's one for 0.35. So it's the um, Yagasuki apples, I think. Let's take a look. Yeah, so it's got the Yagasuki apples and the Yagasuki bark. So that's 0.35. We got the bark and the apples 0.25 here, 0.32. So there's a chance that you could find, um, this is, this doesn't look great, the leaves in the bark with like the fruit, but I mean, that's 0.18. Go back, see like the lower rarity ones go to 4 out of 4. 0.35, 0.25. Right, but those are like, so these 0.35, 0.25, like if you're looking to buy things that are good value and aesthetically pleasing and also have some nice rarities, you can look at some of these match counts. You can also just straight up look at, certain rare things. So for example, you can look for the golden mantis. So there's 91 total with the golden mantis. It's interesting, the pets are a little bit undervalued because you can sometimes find these pretty cheaply. I've seen a few go, yeah, like so like down here, this is 0.28. That seems pretty cheap for a golden mantis. There's only 91 total. You can see that's me right there. So I got the golden mantis, and then I got the Yagasuki leaf and bark, and then a nice clean blue pot. So I think I picked that up for 0.4. And so if you think, okay, like the floor is 0.28 for just, a basic golden mantis, then getting one with like some really nice aesthetic vibe to it is probably worth considerably more. Or, this project could, go to nothing and none of these things are worth anything anymore. But that is, we're gambling, we're speculating. But if a project does succeed, then finding the things that have premium value, those are probably going to appreciate much more than the floor. And so that's usually the strategy that I like to take. Okay. So it's actually, there's a difference. There's left facing mantises. So there's if they face left, they're more rare. So there's 91 golden mantises that face left. There's 11 elder crystal mantises that face left. There's more that face right. So that's something that you want to consider. You probably, yeah, so this one seems to be the all-inclusive one. So this has everything in it. So these are the crystal mantis ones. Let's see if we can find what the floor is there. 1.25 Ethereum for one with an ugly plastic pot. This is 1 Ethereum. Not a bad pot, pretty basic tree. Wow, that's for 0.25. Ah, got me all excited. It's on a bid on a reserve. I was literally about to pause this video and buy this because that would be an absolute steal. Um, Anywhere below 1 Ethereum. So I'm assuming that this one's on sale too. Yeah. Yeah, so they're doing sales for both of them. That's funny. I was literally about to turn off the video really quick and jump on in. But yeah, now what we can do is let's take a look at the activity feed and let's look at what people are buying and try to reverse engineer some of the strategies that we're seeing here. So just to show volume, pretty good volume over the past hour, like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, at least a sale every other minute, probably like 30 sales. So like this right here, 0.17 Ethereum got a gold trunk. So the gold trunks are interesting, because I think that, in terms of appeal, like the gold has a really nice look to it. So it's interesting that, so this was listed 3 hours ago and just sold. But like, let's take a look at the gold bark floor. So now the floor is above 2. And if you have, 9 more golden bark sales without anyone else coming in and buying, it's 0.3. And one thing also to mention, this isn't included as a property, but you'll notice that the trees have different shapes to them. So like the little like chunky stumpy ones definitely don't seem to be as premium as like this one that like twists, has a very nice aesthetic feel to it. This one where it's like bent over, or like there's like 2 branches and like bent over, that looks really, seems to like fetch a premium. So another thing to kind of consider in your purchases, like if you see one of these rarer, cooler looking shapes to them, that could be another like aesthetic premium that some people may overlook earlier on. So this person picked up not a great bark, golden bark, because that's a plastic, yellow plastic pot. There's no fruit in it. Pretty basic background, no ground cover, bamboo pet, really basic. So maple leaves. I like the maple leaves with the gold though. I like the pink and gold. I think that's cool. But still, bought this for 0.17. If this project succeeds and continues to grow, gold will probably fetch a premium. This could end up being a pretty good buy for this person. So we can jump in, just keep scrolling. I love this exercise. It can help you, realize what some other people are doing. So here's a 1.2 Ethereum buy. So let's take a look here. Instantly makes me feel good about my crystal purchase at 0.75, right? Because why is this person buying this? It's because of the ancient sakura leaves. I like the wenge bark. It's a nice feel to it. And then, I mean, the peach fruit go phenomenally with the ancient sakura, if I may say. Like the white with the peach, it just looks really good. Versus like I've seen the crystal ancient sakura leaves with like the black Yagasuki apples or some other. It doesn't look good, or maybe green limes. Like it wouldn't look that good. But like aesthetically, this looks good. And then it has a blue porcelain pot, so that's a pretty rare pot. It's nice. It's not plastic. Basically, I think anything that's not plastic, people seem to value relatively similar. And then I'm sure like the gold pot gets a slight premium. And then, of course, the pots that make your bonsai float in space, that definitely has a premium to it. So let's keep scrolling. 0.32, so that's a little premium. Okay, and now we can instantly see why. It's the gold on gold, so it's a gold pot, and it is a golden mantis. Other than that, it's a pretty basic bonsai, but those are cool. So this guy said, hey, 0.32, that should be a steal for these two. I'm going to try to flip it for 0.48. I'm not sure how well flipping will do with this project. Like early on, like a lot of the things that I'm listing, I'm not expecting to maybe sell for a week or so. I think a lot of people are going to get into this project earlier on just because it's cheap and it's so much more affordable than like, Bored Ape Yacht Club is already, it's fading back a little bit, but it's close to like one um, Ethereum. So for someone that wants to get into one of these NFT projects, getting in here at the floor, there's still a ton of really cool bonsai trees at like 0.14. So I think a lot of that stuff's going to get picked through. And then the very high end is going to get picked through by collectors. But some of the middle flips may take a while. So this one just came through at 0.2. So let's see the buy. Oh, I was looking at this one earlier. I like this one a lot. So this is a Sakura leaf with the ancient bark. So I love it's like the white and pink. Looks beautiful. This doesn't have fruit. I think it looks better without fruit. The only negative for this one is the rocks. That's ugly. You'd rather it have nothing than have the rocks. But still, to pick this up for 0.2, the mint was 0.8. So thought process, like, is this 2.5 times better than like the average any tree you can get out there? I'd probably argue yes. So a good value buy if this project just breaks even. If it grows, even more upside. Let me actually show you guys. So there's some people pushing for the 4 traits on here. So very minimalistic look. If you look at other projects like Bored Ape Yacht Club, and I think it also is the same for CryptoPunks, sometimes there's a premium to the minimalistic low trait NFTs. So here's one I picked up for 0.21. So a 4 trait is it has no fruit, it has no pet, and it has no ground cover. So it just has a background. It has bark, leaves, and a pot. So super minimalistic look. I think that there is trait count, right? So there's 2005, 2006, 2007, 2008. There's only 443 4 traits. So if you can get a good 4 trait and 4 traits fetch a premium like some other projects, then this is one of the best opportunities, I think personally, that you could buy into. It's funny, I was talking to some people in the chat and I was like, is it going to work with this project? In the bonsai chat, and other people were like, I really like it. It's really minimalistic. And I was like, I don't know. And then I start looking around and I fall in love with it. And I'm like, oh my gosh, okay, cool. I got to get a couple of these and get some exposure. So I have this one at 0.21. And then let's look at, I think I got at least one. This one right here, 0.14. So I got this for like less than 2 times the floor price. Floor price was 0.08, or the mint price rather. So 0.16 would be 2 times. This was 0.14, so this was less. It's got a modern white pot, so no plastic pot. It's got the elm and the elm combo, right? So the elm bark and then the elm leaves, and then day background. So it's just beautiful and clean. So I'm starting to fall in love with the minimalistic stuff. And who knows, this stuff could fetch a premium. Like with Bored Ape Yacht Club, the floor right now is like 0.9, and a 4 trait can get you like 2 Ethereum. And if it's a really good one, maybe more, maybe, 3 Ethereum or something like that. So good, 4 traits or even floor 4 traits seem to, fetch some premium. And yeah, if you want to look at the 4 traits, you can go on Rarity Tools and you can just scroll through. And we can start at the back because usually the back will have like the cheapest price ones. So you can see that one, 0.15. These may have started to get picked through. I saw some other people picking through them and that helped me buy. But look right here, 0.19. So that's a floor 4 trait at a pretty good price, 0.35. Here's another one, 0.19. There's a really cool gold one that was 0.25, but that has a yellow plastic background. 0.5, 0.21. Once again, plastic pot though. 0.18 plastic pot, 0.2 basic tree but cooler pot, 0.16 plastic pot. But even the plastic pots, like, I mean, if that would be like, I guess, like a floor, you know, a floor 4 trait, but still could fetch a pretty decent premium. So yeah, this is a guy just trying to do a little flip here. 0.11 into 0.16. Yeah, but let's look real quick at the, I'll show you this floor, not this floor, but I'll show you this 4 trait that I've had my eye on. That's pretty cool. It's a gold bark. Let's see if it's still available. It was going for 0.49. Let's put on the buy now filter. Where are we? Did it get bought? It probably got bought. And that would make sense why, because it was a good deal. Dang, now I have FOMO and I wish I had bought it. That's how my brain works, you know? Yeah, let's find it. We're gonna find it. This is a 4 trait with the golden leaves. Guy listed it for 0.38. Show me your mouth made a 0.3 Ethereum sale. So I mean, this is cool. I was looking at this one too. So I mean, this is a gold maple with a modern ash pot that looks really cool. I mean, so this one has a nice vibe to it and the night background, which makes like the gold shine even more. So to get this for 0.3, you know, that's a pretty good deal in my opinion. And this guy says, show me your mouth. We've seen him twice now. This guy looks like he's going through the 4 traits and picking them clean and flipping them quick though. So if he runs into some fatigue, then maybe there'll be some more opportunities. So let's find this 4 trait bonsai, unless it got delisted. It may have gotten delisted, which if it did, good delist. Whoever did it. Yep, anyways, don't want to get sidetracked. It looks like it got pulled. Or is it this guy? Nope, that has apples in it. This one's cool though. This one sold for 0.5. I'm pretty sure this probably got snapped up as soon as it got listed. Yeah, listed, instantly bought. And that's because it has gold and then it has the crystal ground cover, which is a 1% rare, and those are going well. So just a little tip if you're trying to flip these. So this person listed it an hour ago at 0.5. A great tip to figure out how to list something well. Look at your tree, and this works for any of these rare NFTs. Look at your properties, and then look at the rarest property that you have. Then sort by low to high. Sometimes you got to refresh low to high sorting on OpenSea. A little buggy. So right here you see the floor is 0.99, and that's not even for a good one. That's for a basic one. This one right here was gold with the crystal, right? And got sold for 0.5. So if you just look at this like right away, even if I was trying to sell this immediately, I would have listed it at like 1.2. Because anyone that looks at the crystals and wants to buy the crystals, are they going to buy this basic one for 0.99? Or are they going to buy your epic one for 1.2, right? So that person that listed that could have doubled the amount of Ethereum that they got, 2.5x. So they could have gotten an additional 0.7 Ethereum just by doing this exercise. You also can sort by recently sold and say, okay, how much are these going for? 1.25, 1.66, 1.18, 2.25. So here's an example of, you can literally see like, okay, it had crystals, it had the gold bark, it went for 2.25. It didn't have a plastic bottom. So this one may go for a little less and it doesn't have a cool looking tree, but like still, you could probably get 1.6 for that. And if you wanted to quick flip it, you could probably list it for 1.2 and it would have gone pretty quick. But you just by doing this exercise, you can see that almost every single one has gone above 1 Ethereum. The cheapest one that has ever been sold was this basic one for 0.88, and this poor person sold the gold one for 0.5. But hey, that's still, if you minted it for 0.08 and you sold it for 0.5, you really can't be mad. You 7 extra money. But doing that exercise right there can help you price your stuff properly. Make sure that you're not that person that lists something super cheap and hooks someone up with a really great deal. But okay, we're at 30 minutes. I want to keep this video to 35 minutes. So what I'm going to do for the last 4 minutes is let's take a look at the floor. Let's go floor hunting. So if someone out there is trying to hunt through the floor and wants to get some tips to find value. So the floor is already at 0.1. It's moving up. That is great for my bags. That is great for anyone that's bought into this project. Awesome to see. It's pretty much almost at 0.012. But these are some things that I'm looking for. I don't really want to buy the plastic. Plastic's always going to devalue it, right? Unless there's some other things that are really going well for it. But like right here, 0.12. This looks nice, right? It's got nice aesthetics. The rocks, which aren't great, don't even look as bad in the night. There's no fruit, there's no pet, but hey, that's why this is selling at the floor, right? But the pot, modern white, looks nice. The leaves are Sakura, the bark is elm, has a good vibe. That's not a bad floor buy, right? Let's keep scrolling. And some of these are going to be my personal preference, right? So you guys have to make your own judgment. But here's another one, I think. Very nice, 0.12. So what do we got going on here? I love these red terracotta pots. They just look nice. And they look especially nice with the windy tree. It just makes it have so much like verticality to it. I like it. No fruit on this one, no pet. Once again, hey, that's why it's at the floor. But beautiful winter elm leaves, that cool wenge bark, and then hey, you got ground cover a lot better than the rocks. It's hydrangea. So 0.12, that's a good find there. I'd probably take that one over the other 0.12 that we found. Let's keep scrolling. Let's see if we can just find like an absolute steal down low for you all just to show what's out there. This one's pretty cool. 0.13 because it's got like the red pot and like the reddish bark and the orange red leaves and then the red apples. That's cool for 0.13. That's a cool floor one. Probably buy that, right? Let's keep scrolling. Sorry if I'm moving fast for you. You all will be able to, you know, pick it up. I already have an eye for these things. I've been staring at them pretty much nonstop for 12 hours or however long this project's been up and running. But you can see like only a couple scrolls and we're already at 0.15. I am going to have to adjust some of the sales that I have set because this floor is moving up quick. So if you're listening to this video and you got to this point and you want to buy, I'm not going to tell you what to do with your money. Don't blow money you can't afford to lose, but you probably want to get in sooner rather than later because you may see this floor continue to rise. I like this one a lot. 0.15. It's got the terracotta, right? It's got the winter elm with the birch. I just love the white and blue, right? Really nice. And then it has grass. It's better than rocks. Doesn't take away from it. No pet, no fruit, but not bad for a floor. But if you remember my other videos, I do like to suggest sometimes scrolling past the floor. You can find so much value because everybody wants to look at the floor first. This one, by the way, is nice. White and the blue with the white pot, similar 1.13. But like, look what happened if we just say, hey, let's go up to 0.18 Ethereum at the minimum. We're going to go over 35 minutes. I'm having too much fun. If you hop off, you hop off, right? And there's some of you strappy folks that are going to stick along with me, and we're just going to look through this floor and find some value. Honestly, some of these aren't even better than what we saw at the floor, right? Okay, here's like the first gold, a gold apple, 2% gold apple. So that's the first floor one that we saw. And you just never know, like, okay, hey, like, do people just value everything gold at a significant premium? If they do, then, you know, you can flip that potentially in the future pretty well. Here's gold leafs. Here's another one, gold leafs, so 2 at 0.19. Come on, let's find just one that's just sitting there. And see, the fact that we're going through here and we can't find anyone that's like standing out to me as an absolute steal means that there's already a lot of people hunting and looking. So this is the floor right now for gold bark, 0.21. It does have a plastic pot. That's the only thing really not working for it. I'd rather go with this one. So this is almost I'd rather go with this one, 0.21. It doesn't have as cool leaves. I like these black leaves cooler than these, but it has a much cooler pot. So you're not gonna. And then this one is plastic bottom. See, you can tell why something's at the floor. I have a love for the pink flowers. Those look cool right there. So here's the floor for the Yaga Suji combination. Plastic bottom though. So that's a detractor. But the Yakisuji, that vibe right there, right? People are going to want like things that match. They'll probably pay a premium for things that match. So let's go up to 2.2. 0.22 Ethereum floor. What do you got for us? What do you got? Another gold tree in a plastic tub. This one's nice, right? This is probably the best gold bark one that we've seen because it has that rare, that cool rare shape to the tree. It has a nice pot, and it has beautiful blue leaves that go so well with the gold. So that's nice right there, right? That looks like a good find. There we go. We found a good find. I do like the white on black. This isn't selling very quickly, right? 0.23, 0.24. This person just doesn't have patience. You got to have patience in this game. Some of these things aren't going to flip right away, but like I like the white on black. It's a good pot. You know, that one is going to probably do well. All right, let's look for, I love the pink with the gold, but plastic tub. Let's find one more cool find, and then we will sign off. So we're already at 0.25 and still not seeing anything that's like jumping out. It's like, oh my gosh, like here's another Yagasuji combo. Nice pot. It's got the rocks in it, but that's not as bad as a plastic pot, I'd say. We got the white tree with the blue. I love that. But nothing's a screaming by yet. We're already at 0.26. Here we go. Here's a good one. 0.28, and it has the ancient apples. The ancient apples. So this is 0.28. It's got the ancient apples. Pretty basic tree. It's got a cool pot. It's got the aged terracotta pot. Everything else is pretty basic except it's got the ancient apples. So 0.28. And let's see what these things are going for with our where's the floor exercise. 0.28. So it's at the floor, but you know, not by much. There's another pretty similar one, but with like way less fruit in it for 0.29. I like this one better, 0.35, just with like the cooler tree. It's got the cooler tree and then it's got the blue pot. So that's another great exercise like right here is like if you're getting something that's like at the floor, like look a couple steps up off of the floor, right? And if it's just really better, so you're talking about a 0.07 difference in Ethereum, but like if these, you know, crystal apples are going to work out in the long run, people are going to want ones that are like probably better. But you know, if like 10 of these sell, these things could definitely move up in premium. Anyways, hope you guys like this video. You can follow me on Twitter. My name is Speculator Art. I will put that in the bottom of this video. You can follow me and subscribe on YouTube. I'm going to keep putting out a lot of these videos, and I'm on a lot of the Discords, Bored Ape Yacht Club, Nifty Gateway, the new. I'm on the Discord for this project, so feel free to reach out to me. Give me your feedback. I hope you like this video. I hope you got some value out of it. Let's buy some bonsais. let's take care of our bonsais. They're a reflection of our soul. Water them every day. Love them. Nurture them. And maybe make some money off of them too. Anyways, this is Sophisticated Art Speculator, aka Nick, signing off. Have a good one. Bye.